Have you noticed how your life feels? Smaller than it used to. Not bad, just quieter. Fewer invitations, fewer new experiences. You seem to go to the same places and see the same people. And part of you wonders, is this just how it's going to be? If you felt that slow shrinking, this video is for you. Because one small yes opened my life back up, my confidence, my friendships, and my joy. And I'm going to show you how to try it yourself this week. I actually first learned this lesson in my late 30s. I was standing in the hotel lobby in Italy, and someone was waiting for my answer. It was our first trip to Italy and our first trip to Europe. Brady had won the trip through work, so I had researched everything. I'd printed out detailed itineraries before and after the business section of our trip. I felt prepared. And then a lady I had just met that day asked me a question I'll never forget. Do you want to go with me tomorrow on the train to a town in Cinque Terre? I didn't know her. I didn't know the train system. I hadn't researched the town, and Brady would be in meetings all day. And she was standing there waiting for an answer. In that moment, I had to decide. If I said yes, I might feel foolish. I might feel awkward. I might even get lost. But if I said no, I would stay at the hotel, safe, predictable, small. So even though my introvert side was screaming, say no, I actually said yes. We took the train, we wandered through Cinque Terre, we laughed, we explored. And then had to navigate a little train strike to get back, but we did it. I never saw that woman again, but I saw a different version of myself. The one that boards trains, the one that says yes to adventure. But somewhere between raising teenagers and becoming an empty nester, I had forgotten to be that person that says yes. Towards the end of our parenting days, life gets very full. And then all of a sudden, it starts to get quieter as our kids leave home for college or starting their adult life. Our built-in community all of a sudden starts to disappear. No more school events, basketball games, choir concerts, dance recitals. No more automatic friendships with the parents in the stands. And we didn't realize it, but we stopped putting ourselves in new rooms. No one told us to shrink. We just stopped saying yes. I didn't become less capable. I just became too cautious. I became very cautious of what I said yes to. I wanted to protect my new relaxed schedule. I didn't have to drive people everywhere. I didn't have to be a ton of places on the weeknights. I could be in my pajamas at 9 p.m. if I wanted to be. And so for a while there, I protected that peace. But then I realized that it was slowly making me shrink. And so I started to have to think about, what did I want to say yes to? And I want you to think about that. This is not a big overhaul, no big midlife reinvention. You don't have to move to another city. You don't have to become a missionary. It's not a big yes. It's a small yes. It's a little step out of your comfort zone. Because when you step out of your comfort zone, life gets a little more exciting. You start to feel more alive. You realize what you're capable of. And it wasn't about finding the perfect thing, the perfect hobby, the perfect group to join, the perfect adventure. It was about being willing to be new again. That first small yes can make it so much easier to step out of your comfort zone the next time and the next time. And you start getting excited about what's possible. For me, one of my first yeses was signing up for pickleball lessons. I have never been great at games, but I was practicing and the teacher said, we have a group of ladies that meets on Sunday to play pickleball. It costs like $5, $10, something like that. I think you would enjoy it. You've got to come. Whew, I was so nervous. I drove to the rec center and I was sitting in my car. I called my daughter who does play pickleball and I was like, give me a pep talk. I got to get in there. And so I entered the gym, put my paddle in there and started playing with them. I was not near up to the level of some people, but they were so nice. And little by little, I got kind of addicted to playing pickleball and meeting new people. And now I'm the one that welcomes beginners and gives them tips. And it has opened up an activity that's active and a way to meet new people. but I could have never seen myself saying yes to that 5 years ago. Another yes I said was yes to a Bible study. It was in my neighborhood. I'd always wanted to try one of these. And so I was like, I have this time right now that I can do it. And I joined this group of ladies in my neighborhood. We studied Ephesians. It was a great experience. Now, I've been a member of a gym for quite a while. I love exercise classes where I just show up and they tell me what to do. But I was the type that would go in, work out, smile at everybody, and then leave. So I had to push myself, start talking to the people working out around you. That was my first step. And I got lucky because one of the ladies wanted us to get together for lunch. And so I said yes to that. I barely knew them, but as we've started having a lunch group, I'm getting new friends and it feels exciting. I remember when we used to make new friends all the time. I've gotten out of practice and I love getting to know new people now. So that was another little yes. My best friend, we were talking about how it's hard to find friendships after our kids are grown with the values that we have. And we wished our church had a group for us. So she's like, how about we start it? And I was like, okay, how am I going to get back into this overcommitment? I started worrying about all that, but I said yes. And it's been fun. We've got a small group of ladies that are in the same boat as we are. And we meet once a month, do fun things, chat, and building friendships and community at church. So I'm glad I said yes to that. Now, another yes I did, I'm sure you've seen it a lot on social media. A lot of us empty nesters, a lot of women are learning the game of mahjong. I remember the fun days of bunko where you had a group, met maybe once a month and got to talk and play a game. I was kind of thinking that this mahjong would be it, but it seemed complicated. So I first signed up for a lesson, and it is a little complicated, but I learned to play. And then I've just lurked in these Facebook groups of mahjong plays. And I was like, I just don't know if I know enough to play. I don't know anyone. And a lady posted she was hosting it in her house, right like 5 minutes from my house. This was my opportunity. And I said yes. Yes, I was the most beginner player at the table, but I'm starting to learn it. And now I'm going weekly, meeting new people each week as we all gather to play at the Murphy Rec Center or at different people's house. And it's getting that me out of the house, a new hobby, and meeting new people. And I'm so glad I said yes. Other things that are on my horizon, maybe joining a book club, maybe taking a Spanish class, things that are exciting to me. And as you start to say yes to something, it might not be a good fit, like the Bible study wasn't a long term thing for me, but it might piggyback into something else you want to say yes to. We've got to keep saying yes to new experiences and meeting new people because that makes life so much sweeter. None of these were about the actual activity, they were about showing up regularly and being open to new experiences. Chiquitera wasn't about sightseeing, it was about not staying at the hotel and not staying small. I've noticed some changes in my life. I'm starting to recognize familiar faces at mahjong, at the gym, at church, and I feel like I have friends again. I've always had some of those close friends that I've had for a long time, but I wanted a bigger circle of friends with different hobbies. I've gotten better at conversations. In my younger years, I was very shy, and conversations with new people kind of stressed me out. Now I hunger for them. I love to get to know people, and we go deeper faster because I think as midlife women, we're tired of the small talk, the shallow talk. We want to get to know people more. In my experience, the women that I'm starting to meet, it's no longer a fashion contest. No one cares about how skinny or fat you are. We're all just really hungry to get to know people on a deeper level. And it's so refreshing. Another thing that I've noticed has changed, I'm stopped overthinking so much. I'm not in that panic mode of do I say yes or no? I'm just willing to try it, give it a try. Doesn't have to be perfect. Let's try it out and see. But I do know that if I'm not excited about saying yes, it's okay to say no. And I have felt my confidence growing. Now, as a midlife woman, I feel like I've been pretty confident as I've gone through life, but opening myself up to new things at my age makes me feel more confident that I can continue to do that. And it's giving me more energy. When you do things for fun, when you meet new people, when you get to laugh with friends, it gives you energy back. It makes life more exciting. And you find that you're looking forward to more things. You don't just have to have those big vacations of things to look forward to. It's those little weekly events, seeing friends at the gym, playing a game, reading a book together. One of those things that is making you look forward to your life. And if this makes you a little nervous, that's good. That means you're stepping out of your comfort zone. God is not done with you yet, but you've got to step out in faith and try new things. So here's my challenge for you. This week, don't ask yourself what you want to commit to forever. Ask yourself, where do I want to show up next week? Examples could be signing up for a class, volunteering somewhere, having a game night, texting someone yes to an invitation, inviting someone to coffee. When you step out of your comfort zone, I promise you it's worth it. You don't have to wait for vacation to have fun. You don't even have to wait to be invited to meet new people. All you've got to do is be brave enough to say one small yes. And that's when the fun begins. I don't think life has to slow down or get boring as we age. I want to set a good example for my kids that life can be fun in the second season of life. And I think you do too. If you've noticed that your life has started to shrink and you need to recognize that before you're brave enough to say yes, you'll want to watch this video here. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.